We're at each other's throats. Steve Kerr speaks out as NBA returns to a tense Minneapolis as the NBA resumes play in Minneapolis. The city remains shrouded in grief and unrest. The Minnesota Timberwolves matchup with the Golden State Warriors, originally scheduled for January 24th, was postponed after the fatal shooting of 37-year-old ICU nurse Alex Preddy just hours before tip-off. With protests spreading across the city, the league, working closely with both teams, opted to delay the game in the interest of safety. When the Warriors returned to Minnesota to finally play the rescheduled contest, the atmosphere felt markedly heavier. Head coach Steve Kerr acknowledged the emotional weight hanging over the city during his pre-game press conference. "I feel for the city," Kerr said. "There's a pall that's been cast over Minneapolis. You can feel it." He offered condolences to Preddy's family and loved ones, emphasizing that the tragedy extends far beyond basketball. Known for his willingness to address social issues, Kerr used the moment to reflect on the broader state of the country. "My concern as an American," he said, "is that while we've never been perfect, our ideals and values have generally been in the right place. Remembering those values, looking after each other, respecting citizenship and the Constitution is so important right now." Kerr echoed sentiments he previously shared on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, warning about growing extremism and deepening divisions. "We're being divided by media, for profit, and by misinformation," he said. "It's a confusing time to be alive and to be an American." He added that the most troubling aspect is how fractured communities have become. "We're at each other's throats right now. You can't just say, 'I'm right and the other person's wrong,' especially in a climate of nonstop news flooding at us." He concluded by urging people to lean on one another and approach the moment with empathy amid conflicting narratives and heightened emotions. Minnesota sports community mourns together. The decision to postpone the original game was a collaborative one involving the NBA, the Timberwolves, and the Warriors. Still, the pain surrounding Preddy's death remains raw. Timberwolves head coach Chris Finch admitted that watching events unfold has been hard for both him and his players. Finch and Kerr met with their teams on Saturday to explain the postponement, while Warriors players observed ongoing protests near the Target Center. The Warriors' last visit to Minnesota in December also came during a period of mourning, following the fatal shooting of local resident Renee Good. That night, the Timberwolves honored Good with a tribute before defeating Golden State in a somber contest. This time, the tension feels even more pronounced. As players went through warm-ups, protesters gathered outside the arena. Chants echoed through the streets, and many fans inside wore protest-themed shirts. Even elements of the Timberwolves' in-game entertainment joined in acknowledging the moment. Reflecting on the scene, Kerr described it as one of the most emotionally difficult environments he has experienced. "It was one of the most bizarre, sad games I've been a part of," he said. "You could feel the somber atmosphere. You could tell the city was struggling with everything it's been through." Before tip-off, the arena observed a moment of silence in honor of Alex Preddy. Kerr deferred to the Timberwolves organization in leading the response, but made it clear the heartbreak in Minnesota was impossible to ignore. For one night, basketball took a back seat to a city searching for healing.